London AIM-listed International Greetings, which designs and manufactures gift packaging, greetings cards and crackers and the like, has published interim numbers which show what the company calls continued improvement in its key US market, along with the delivery of promised margin improvement and profit growth. The numbers included a 32% rise in adjusted pre-tax profit to £5.2 million on a 7% rise in revenue to £120 million, and a return to the dividend list with a 0.75 pence dividend payable to shareholders. Paul Fineman is Chief Executive and he joins us now. Paul, welcome.
Thank you.
What I didn't say there is this morning you've also told us about record production in China. Are you happy with the first half of the year?
Absolutely. We're delighted, very much on track to meet expectations and making profit in all regions of our activities around the world.
You've got Christmas coming up. I guess that's probably one of your big parts of the year. Any indications yet as to how that's going?
Christmas is 50% of our revenue, and again, we are very much at the heart of the season for delivering, and all is on track.
Whereabouts within the business is your biggest growth at the moment?
The United States is really a very strong growth area for us. We've got a refreshed management team in the US, and compared to Europe, UK and Australia, it's probably the area where we actually have the smallest market share, so lots to go for.
In terms of the company and the investment potential, do you see yourself as a growth opportunity? Are you now paying a dividend again, or you're back paying a dividend? How do you see the investment opportunity in the business?
Well, you're right. We're back on the dividend list and very happy to be there. That really represents, it captures what we're doing, which is generating cash. Our profits are very much turning into cash, and we can invest in our business, grow organically, grow by acquisition, and provide our shareholders with dividends.
In terms of the acquisition potential, do you have money there of sitting on the sidelines waiting for this sort of opportunity? I see you brought down net debt. I guess you don't really want to see that rise again, unless of course it presents an opportunity.
We will be very discerning in terms of acquisition opportunities. There's lots of opportunities come our way, but they need to tick all the boxes. We are focused on organic growth, but acquisition opportunities are definitely on the radar. In fact, we did acquire our first business for 7 years last year, and that's gone extremely well. That's based in Europe.
Your margins have grown. How much of this is down to lower commodity prices, and how much of this is general good cost management?
Commodity pricing does impact on our business, both up and down. But the reality is that we find ways to engineer margin into product and continually give our customers great value for money.
So the flip side of that is, if the commodity prices do start to rise again, does that put you on guard? I mean, how well prepared are you for that?
Well, you'll see that over the last few years, during times when foreign exchange or commodity pricing will impact on our costs, we have managed to successfully change our mix and grow our margins. So that is a feature of our business. Commodities, particularly paper, is a very key commodity for us, and energy pricing will impact on paper pricing. But we have managed that and altered the balance of our business now. We're very much a multi-territory, multi-category product business, so we don't have all of our eggs in too few baskets.
You've undertaken a business review, which I understand is now fully completed, isn't it? What sort of position does that put you in for the future growth?
Well, I think that the business has really evolved. We were a gift wrap producer, which has become a gift packaging, a broad gift packaging supplier. And now we really see ourselves as in the celebrations business. That gives us a very broad platform to play on. So our customers look to us for a multitude of services. It will be research, design, sourcing, manufacturing, quality assurance, etc., etc. So we like to think of ourselves as being the solution providers rather than just the product providers.
And in terms of your outlook from this point, in terms of growth, I think that I'm right in saying that the UK and Asia is you're by far and away the largest part of your business. You group those together, don't you? But you've also got covered in Australia, in Europe, in US. Where are the gaps that you'd like to fill?
Well, we're now selling product to 80 countries. As I mentioned before, the United States is the biggest growth opportunity, but for example, we are delighted that we are really making progress in Mexico, in Brazil. If you put those two countries together, you know, it's a combined 300 million people. We've recently introduced crackers, which is a very British cultural product category, to Mexico. We're selling crackers to 20 different countries. Other areas of the world where we are gaining traction is the Far East. We recently opened a major new customer in Japan. So it's exciting times for us.
It's interesting you should mention crackers because, to my surprise, I only found out recently that it's very new in the US, which does surprise me. But presumably it gives you an opportunity to sell into an established market already. What is the traction like there now for crackers? Are they adopting it very fast?
I would say that what's definitely helped in the last few years is that we've got crackers into some of the major retailers. They're a great window for us. In the United States, crackers aren't considered as only a Christmas product. So we're making crackers for Halloween, we're making crackers for baby showers, for weddings, etc., etc. It's considered more of a table decoration than solely a Christmas item. So as the consumer becomes more educated to that category, we see tremendous scope for growth.
Got to talk about greetings cards as well. I don't know how many it was last year. It's a large number. Is it 1.6 billion or something that was sent? Is that
the UK market was 1.6 billion at retail. It's almost counterintuitive because people consider that to be a very...
That's the total market. That's not...
Oh no, it's not IG's market, it's the total retail market.
So what proportion are you of that, and how are you wanting to capture market share?
Our greeting cards business is approximately 10% of our total sales. So last year that would have been around £20 million. We are very focused on the value entry-level players in that market rather than the more niche upscale areas, and we are now manufacturing nearly 30 million cards in our own factory in China.
Okay, as Chief Executive, I do want to talk a little bit about the share price. We can bring up the share price here. We are now trading at around 184 pence, 880 pence. Whilst I appreciate you don't have any direct control over this, what do you say to investors with this big run-up that you've had recently? How much of future growth is already priced in? I think that's the really key thing to understand here.
Well, you know, certainly in terms of our of market expectations in terms of forward earnings, you'll see that we are still modestly rated. There has been excellent growth in the share price, which we're delighted about. I'm sure our investors are too, in the last year. I think that's the market catching up and understanding the excellent value that we have represented and still do. There's plenty of irons in the fire.
Okay, so what's the message then from this point on? I mean, how's the second half started, and what's your message for the full year?
The message is that the business is very much on track. We are trading profitably in all areas and have got scope for growth both organically and by acquisition. We are converting our profit into cash, and whilst we're grounded, we're still optimistic for the future, and we've got a great team that's continuing to deliver.
Well, look, Paul, it's a pleasure, and thanks indeed for dropping by. Congratulations on the numbers.
Thank you so much.
That's Paul Fineman. He's the Chief Executive of International Greetings.